You do it. You sign up for eHarmony. You pay the money so that you can have the possibility of meeting a faith-filled guy and having a nice date and maybe a nice future with a partner here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. You get all ready, you curl your hair, you even put on not workout clothes, you go to the restaurant and he ghosts you. That's giving very much disappointment, right? Well, hi, I'm Jennifer Mount, managing broker, owner, and partner of Legacy Realty Advisors, a boutique brokerage here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And no, I'm not here to talk to you today about your dating life. What I am here to share with you is a journey that we've been on for the past couple weeks with a family that we're calling the Beatty family. This is a real life story, but names have been changed for protection. And this couple has been, they were past clients of mine. I sold them their first house, a 2-bed, 1-bath. And that was about 2.5, 3 years ago. And now they are searching for a 3-bed, 2-bath. And I'm helping them on this journey. And so if you want to get caught up, you can watch the past couple episodes. But this week, we're talking about what's happening this week. And so we found the right house, like you think you found the right guy, and we got into contract, and we spent almost $1,000 on inspections. And a lot of people might say, man, that's a lot of money. That's kind of a waste of money. Like, I can have my dad look at the house. My uncle's a contractor. He can look at the house. Let me caution you. While your dad probably is a great resource for life, he's not a home inspector. And while your uncle might be a contractor for mechanics, auto mechanics, that doesn't make him an expert on home inspections. And I have seen this many times. I'm going through it right now with another client where they got an inspector, and now 4 months later, we're still dealing with the aftermath of what that inspector did not in fact inspect. So your buddy, your dad, your uncle, they are not a home inspector. They are a good person. They can come, but we really want to hire someone who is licensed, and this is their job. So that's what we did. Yes, it costs a little bit of money, but wouldn't you rather spend $1,000 to protect an asset of $300,000? I mean, that's simple math, right? So we do the inspections, and the roof is bad. Okay, so let's talk about cosmetic defects versus material defects of the home. So would you say a dining room table that has a crack in it is a cosmetic defect or a material defect of the home? Obviously, we all know that, right? How about the roof? Okay, I'm laying in bed and dripping on my face is water. So I would say that's a material defect of the home, right? So we go to the seller's agent with the reports from our licensed home inspectors saying that the roof is bad and they won't replace it. So we are back to square one. Now, this is very much a parallel of dating here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And I am single, and I have been single for a while, not because I want to be single, but because I don't want to settle and I want to find the right guy. And that is a great parallel for finding the right home. And there's a lot of setbacks, and there are a lot of disappointments along the way. And we have to learn to repurpose that pain. So we have the pain of regret, and we have the pain of the experience, right? So which one are you going to choose? There's two pains, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Okay. So I had to have a pep talk with the Beatty family and say, guys, I understand that you are out this money. If you want to proceed with this house and replace the roof, I got you a bid. It's going to be approximately $11,000. However, if you would like to back out, the average days on the market right now in Tulsa, Oklahoma are 33. What does that mean? We have inventory. There are other options. So after talking to their parents about it, who were at the inspections, and I love input from family members. Don't get me wrong. I just want you to get a real inspector, not your dad. He's not an inspector, unless he is an inspector, which that's a different subject. Anyway, so we did what's called a mutual release of contract, and the Beatty family got their earnest money back. And that day we started looking for houses again. And guess what? We found another house. And guess what? It is a better deal. The price per square foot is lower. The sales price is lower. And it's still in that neighborhood. So what was a disappointment now has turned into a blessing. And life is like that. Sometimes so Garth Brooks is from Tulsa, Oklahoma. And he has a song that came out whenever I was younger. And it says, sometimes I thank God for unanswered prayers. And I know that we can probably all relate to that. Times in our life where we thought that this was the path we were supposed to go on, and a door was shut in our face. And we look back at that and we thank God that did not come to pass, right? So that is the attitude that you have to take when we run into speed bumps, setbacks, and disappointments in your home journey, because it's going to happen. So we found this other house. The parents came, loved it. It has an enclosed back patio that looks over this beautiful backyard that has this beautiful landscaping. And the day we went to see it, it was raining. And so I told the Beatty family, I was like, can't you just imagine sitting on this back porch, having a cup of coffee and looking at this beautiful backyard? And they're like, that's a vibe. And so we went into contract on that particular property. And the owner is 82 years old. She is transitioning into assisted living type facility. And so some realtors allow you to write a letter about your buyer, some do not. This realtor, the seller's agent, did. So we gave her a letter about us, telling her how amazing the Beatty family is, because they truly are amazing humans. And they accepted our first offer. They didn't even counter. And so now we are back in contract, and we have our second round of inspections Tuesday. So you have 10 days to do the inspections. Don't forget that. So next week we'll do the inspections, and we will see what's going to happen. Now on this one, the seller has been a little bit more forthright and said that, the roof is less than 10 years old. The HVAC is less than 10 years old. Not that the other seller was being deceptive, because on the disclosure, you can say, do you know the age of the roof? And they did not know. So it's the buyer's responsibility to inspect if the seller doesn't know the age of any of the components. So they weren't trying to be shady. They didn't know either on the past deal. However, on this current deal that we're in, things are looking up. So at the end of every episode, we have a 3, 2, 1. So 3 things you learned, 2 things you're going to implement, and 2 things you're going to share, and 1 thing you're going to implement. So the 3 things that we learned this week: number 1, I am single. So if you know a guy that has a Bible and a good job, message me. Number 2, just because we run into a speed bump or a setback doesn't mean that we're not going to have an even stronger comeback. And number 3, even though you might have to spend $1,000 to do inspections, it's worth $1,000 to protect the $300,000 asset that you are buying. Okay? 2 things you're going to share. Number 1, your dad is not a home inspector. So when your friend says, hey, I found a house, my dad's going to come look at it, say, that's great. And I have another resource for you who has a license, and you want to get him to look at it too. Okay? The other thing you're going to share is this bit of encouragement with a friend. Maybe you know someone going through a setback right now. Maybe it's in real estate. Maybe it's in life. and just say, hey, you know what? I found something better. There's more out there. So don't settle, and also don't stop just because you hit this bump in the road, okay? It's a pothole. It's not a cliff. And then the one thing you're going to do this week that you're going to implement is I want you to show gratitude to someone who has helped you when you've gone through a hard time, or be conscious and aware to reach out to someone who might be going through a hard time. Maybe that's in life, maybe that's in real estate. Whatever it is, God puts us here and He blesses us so we can be a blessing. So I hope that this episode got you on the edge of your seat to wonder what's going to happen with the Beatty family next week. We will be back for your midweek motivation and pause. And I hope that you enjoyed this. Please subscribe and also share this, because we are really wanting to grow our YouTube channel so that we can reach more people. The world is so big. We have so much opportunity to help people, but we need your help. So please subscribe, please share, please have a great week, and come back next week to see what happens with the Beatty family.